How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to the Cosmic Ray channel. I am your host, Cosmic Ray. Story time with Cosmic Ray. I know it's been a while, so one moment. Alright, so like all of my stories I like to tell to the cosmic surfers into this collective reality, with story time Cosmic Ray, as we always like to start off, one day. I was having this moment of clarity, moment of life, of moments of just trying to have like one of those deep thinking, deep thoughts, of what to do, how you're going to be, what's your next step or path, towards life. And it's been a while since I had coffee, and I always like to tell you sometimes when you have too much like stimulants or technically caffeine. Look, I hate to sound like old school, what people call square back in the day, but caffeine is still technically a stimulant, technically kind of like a slight drug, if you will. So for someone who doesn't usually have coffee, or to other people, when you have coffee, it's like immediate difference. You can kind of see it in them, physically, and how they move and how they act. Sometimes their mind just goes too fast, for their words, or their words, go too fast for their mind sometimes. And so I've had coffee, a good amount of times, and there's times like I stop for like a good week to 2 weeks or so, and then have coffee again. And there's times where dream, not dreams. Sometimes people have lucid dreams. For myself, I had this moment where I had coffee. I got off work late, and by the time it was like 11:30, well, by the time I actually like literally got off work and got to my house, it was probably maybe 12:00 something in the a.m. From nighttime to the a.m. transition. And and in my sense, I'm eating dinner, and I'm like kind of just doing as if someone would normally get off of work around like 7 p.m. or something, and so I'm like drinking some coffee, and I know it's like, why are you drinking coffee so late? But it's just, like I said, it's just like my own ending routine of getting off of work. And I've mentioned to you before where sometimes when you have coffee, at least for me, not saying you have to do this, and I don't want promoting this to anyone, but just for me, sometimes I could fall asleep on coffee. And I've had someone who, let's just say they indoctored me into a coffee, a certain type of coffee lifestyle drinking, or drinking lifestyle, sorry. And it got to a point where I can fall asleep after drinking coffee. Yes, I'm one of those people. I can. It just sometimes doesn't do anything for me. And I'm talking about drinking straight like espresso. And sometimes I'll mix it with like just other like light hard coffee stuff. But for the most part, it's espresso, and not too much like milk. And so I'm drinking this, late night, and I'm like getting tired. Like it's like maybe 2 cups of coffee, and I'm like getting tired. So all of a sudden my eyes are getting heavy. Now I'm like I passed out, right? And as I do that, I'm having like these dreams, and these are dreams. This isn't like one of those cosmic ray moments of where you can't tell, or it's really, you feel like it's really real happening, and getting that kind of mixed lucid dream. This is more of like the dream state of mind of where I really feel like this is real, but I know it's dream. Like I really do know it was a dream. It wasn't like, oh, I'm having some premonitional things. And it was just, I had these things where I felt that these people who I met, that I probably met in real life subconsciously, that were just kind of coming back in my dream somehow. And um, it was just very odd because a lot of these things that were happening to me, it was before this coronavirus type of thing. And I felt that I was in a, not like zombie apocalypse, nothing like that, but it felt like something dire was happening into our lifestyle, like something big change was coming up. And of course, when all that coronavirus happened, I was like, oh man, no, hopefully this dream is not just like something to come, like a things to come kind of thing. But while I was sleeping, 'cause I was sleeping, and during this dream, it was just very odd because I had these thoughts of, like I said, something like this happening where things were being run out of, at stores where things were happening. Of you started to feel that life was changing, life was altering, and things were getting to a mix of where things were very scarce and society was changing. And I felt that there was something going on, and I and myself and certain people of this collective are supposed to make this type of change, of kind of showing people of that, yes, with this virus, like it being a bad thing, but also maybe a good thing, to maybe show other things. Now, I'm not telling you this as like this is a premonition. I'm not telling you this as in, oh, this is like a fact, like, oh, people with the coronavirus, or this is like a whole made up. It's not, okay? I'm just, this was part of the dream, okay? It's part of the dream. So in this dream, you know, I was like all this stuff that's supposed to come up, you know, was in a sense a good thing. So when I had this and the coronavirus stuff started happening even more so, when other things are happening, about things get ran out and supplies, and people are trying to, you know, stock up for their own supplies. Um, like it was something of saying that like whatever was supposed to happen was in this dream, or whatever this was. Obviously, it wasn't coronavirus, but it was something, and it was like a good thing. It was like a positive thing, and obviously, you know, you don't want anyone to die in real life. You know, you want everyone to live, especially, you know, obviously the ones, you know, you care most about. You want them to be happy and healthy, and, you know, no ailments, of course. It was just one of those things where it felt like in this dream, whatever that was happening was like a cleanse. That it was more of it allows other people to know about, to appreciate the things that they do have versus the things that they didn't have, or value, say, example, toilet paper or hand sanitizer, or, you know, or just other foods, you know, or appreciating like help from others, or appreciation of compassion, or just through times of things being harsh, to be able to find some type of light, or some type of, you know, beauty or joy in this, you know, state, maybe of like people coming together to help and rejoice, or to say maybe family members who are, you know, maybe they have school and like people have work, and they're always like, you know, separated because they got so many things going on, and, you know, just like everyday life, and they have to come together, you know, and be in a house, you know, to kind of appreciate each other and appreciate, you know, the things that maybe are so busy that now they can finally, you know, kind of rest, or finally just be together, or to kind of work with it. And I know this is very, very, very similar to what's going on, possibly maybe even, you know, to your, you know, technically now reality of, you know, this coronavirus. But this was going on in my dream, and this was a while ago, and this is at least before I even knew anything about coronavirus, because I tried to watch too much, you know, news, and obviously you guys know why. But yeah, I tried not to watch too much, but then when stuff like that, you know, came, and this was well after my dream, you know, it was just one of those things where I started feeling like, wow, you know, this is kind of kind of some similarities. You know, some may say synchronistic. This was just technically a dream, you know, for me, but it was just one of those dreams I wanted to, you know, share with you in this, you know, story time with Cosmic Ray. Kind of like this odd similarities of, you know, what was going on, you know, now, you know, what's, you know, with our with currently what's going on with life, and maybe possibly our future, because I know a lot of schools are being shut down, you know, either for like the remainder of the month. I heard from from someone that their school is being shut down for the rest of the year, and I didn't know if that's, you know, a popular, you know, thing for everyone that's, you know, in your neck of the woods. um, but that was just something just brand new that I was hearing, and I don't know if this is something that's going to be, you know, shared, you know, for the remainder of the year for everyone else, or if all the other things are being shut down. um, you know, I just would like to say, you know, for all those of you who are, you know, in that, you know, best, you know, of luck, you know, with you, and, you know, hopefully that, you know, you're being safe, and of course, you know, you have all the supplies you need, you know, until, you know, the next step of this life. But in that dream, things, you know, went down for a while. You know, it felt like somewhat of a an apocalyptic type of, you know, thing, not full blown apocalyptic, but just something kind of similar, you know, to that. I did feel that there was a lot of, you know, change about to happen. I felt there was a lot of things for us to be appreciative for, and us to, you know, just to kind of understand more about ourselves. You know, that maybe there's this change, you know, maybe there's something that needs to happen, you know, for us to be able to be more appreciative of life, or to be able to understand maybe how weak certain things, you know, can be, you know, or certain factors in our life that rely so dependently on certain things that some of us may have taken granted for. Um, And with my in my like job, there's stuff where someone may have like a fresh type of produce or something that's usually kept cold. Or let's just say example, let's say like milk. Okay, milk kept cold, right? And at the very last minute, and we don't know how long it's been in their basket or by the time they get up to the check lanes, if you will. And if they don't want the milk or last decision on it, we have to technically throw it out. Same thing with like other like frozen foods, certain fruits. Yeah, in a sense, certain fruits depending on the situation. But yeah, so we don't know how long they have it in their cart, and by the time we get it to our area that we can, like defect it out type of thing, or throw it away, or if it's something we can, put it back onto the shelf. If it's like a dry food, obviously that's okay. But like something that needs to be frozen, say like ice cream, something like that. But in this case, like like meats, like frozen meats, stuff like that. Um, those type of things that you need to keep refrigerated. And for us, we end up having to throw it out. Kind of sucks. And to take that type of food for other countries who, I mean, if they saw like what we do with food, it's horrible. I mean, I know here I am working for that type of company, but it's just one of those moments where that's just the policy. If you think about it, per the FDA and if everyone else's health type concerns, we have to throw it out. We can't just assume that even though I have my own personal feelings like, oh well, it feels cold to me, it feels very cold and I can just put it back in the fridge, but obviously we can't do that. We have to throw it out, and it kind of sucks because then there's other people are like, oh, where's this, where's that, I'm like, well, unfortunately, we don't have anything right now because there's either people bought it or people done stuff like that, or at the last second they're like, oh no, or maybe they legitimately didn't know that they were spending too much money on stuff and they're like, oh okay, I just can't afford this. That's happened too, obviously, but a lot of times like one of those last minute like things, and it's like one of those you could have just made that decision at that time, but hey, everyone's human, right? So cosmic surfers, as I want to feel guided to share with you, certain stories and certain things that happen. But as this one is part of a dream state of what happened, it's just some similarities of what's going on currently. I just find like some parallels, to that. So just wanted to say, best wishes, to you all, and of course, hopefully everyone and you, of course, staying safe with you and your loved ones. Cosmic surfers, stay blessed. Be that light in the lantern to shine for everyone else. Because as I say that when you shine a light for others, that light will still shine for you, for your path. So good luck, everyone. Stay safe, and as always, I will see you on the next time.